Previously on UFC Primetime.
The person that I can fight to have a great challenge is the guy that I'm gonna fight April 30th, Jake Shield. I never fought a guy like him. Of course, never fought a guy like me.
I've been the champ of many other promotions, sitting there watching George St-Pierre getting all this tension. Some people think I'm a new guy to the sport. They don't realize I've been fighting overseas and held multiple world titles. I'm riding a bigger winning streak than him, more years, more opponents. I like George, but if I get his arm and he don't tap, I'm gonna snap it half. To me, it's competition. If I have to hurt someone, I'll do it.
Our camp, all the coaches, they're taking him dead serious.
Jake Shields is a grappler's equivalent of a knockout punch. He can get a guillotine choke and finish everything.
In less than 2 weeks, 55,000 fans will gather in Toronto to see George St-Pierre defend his UFC belt versus San Francisco's Jake Shields. But this morning, at Team Patriarch Cesar Gracie's gym, no one is watching. Shields begins an 8-hour training day in the boxing ring, where he moves from simple mitt work to full contact sparring.
I got him working with pro boxers. I got him working with pro boxing trainers, professional Muay Thai artists. And it's amazing how far he's gotten in respect to his stand-up. But make no mistake about it, you know, he's not going to forget what got him here, and that's his jiu-jitsu. GSP's a smart fighter, and he's worried about this fight. He understands that on the ground, Jake Shields could very well beat him.
So I'm here. I'm the guy's butterfly guard, right? I'm the guy, sometimes my head down, he's going to come up and he's going to try to guillotine me, for example. Yeah, like this. He's got a guillotine on me, right? I'm going to grab here and jump up. Now I'm going to hug him and put my shoulder and I tap him out. So I did that.
You cannot control the pace on top with Jake Shields. You cannot hold him down. He's going to get up time and time again. As a matter of fact, he's going to get up on top of you.
Yeah, that's it. Now clasp your hands together and just pressure. That's it. You go to sleep, huh? Yeah.
If GSP's only option is to put this thing on the ground, he's going to be in trouble. And God forbid Jake takes him down for GSP, because that's going to be a quick night.
Cesar Gracie's the main gym I'm at and the main place. Sometimes I have to seek out other training. You know, you got to look at who you're fighting and try to think who can match that. And fighting someone like GSP, he has so many great skills. For him, instead of bringing in one person, I'll look for several different disciplines to try to match him.
We don't like to burn out. Being in the same area every single day, same roof every single day. Yes, it's our house, but we have several houses, you know, and we go visit every house. We take it more as a grateful opportunity for us to be able to have phenomenal training, phenomenal coaching all over the Bay Area. Looking at someone like George St-Pierre, I take every aspect of the guy's game and life very serious. You know, his conditioning, his strength, his wrestling ability, his stand-up, his footwork. The guy's got it all. He's very good at what he does, but there's someone greater than him coming up to take that throne from him.
There's few guys that have that kind of drive. I don't want to just go out there and make a little money and get a little known for a minute. I want to go down to one of the greatest of all times, and GSP has the same drive. He already will go down as one of the greatest of all time. But I want to go out there and build a legacy like he has.
After hours of training focused on boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu, Shields arrives at Diablo Barbell for a strength and conditioning workout, focused today on his legs.
I think GSP is a phenomenal athlete.
Go. Faster.
I don't think he's necessarily the toughest guy out there.
Go.
I think you got to take that guy into deep water. I think you got to make it a war with him. And I think you got to see what's inside of his soul. And then you got to have to defeat that.
Ready? Go. Come on, Jake.
It's meant for Jake to be an underdog. You know, I think that's another part of that fuel that makes him who he is. It drives him to do what he does with the 6 to 8 hour sessions a day all over Northern California. He appreciates being an underdog because you're just adding to the fuel.
When you train so many hours, when you're staying in the gym so many hours, doing the same things all the time, you know, it gets stale. You have to always find a new challenge, a new way of approaching training, something to get excited about. That's why every camp we switch George's training up, and one new aspect of training is gymnastics.
Gymnasts are the best athletes in the world. They can do movement nobody in the world can do.
If you take 10 athletes from 10 different sports and make each athlete play everyone else's sport, on average, the guy who's going to do the best in all the sports is the gymnast.
A lot of fighters will think gymnastics is sports for girl. When you look at what male gymnast is, it's pure strength. Stop. If you look deeply at how we train and you incorporate that and you mix it with jiu-jitsu, you have an all-around athlete.
Gymnastics helps me have more coordination, more dexterity, and be more agile. I try to be ahead of my time. You know, I'm a good athlete, but the good is not enough. I want to be great. I try to reinvent myself every time and make myself a better martial artist.
Go, 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 go! Yeah!
The best lifting coach in the country and one of the best in the world is St-Pierre. We're here today to work out with him. His main expertise is explosion. When you box or wrestle, all your power comes from the legs.
Slow.
He's helping George learn how to use his leg and his hips to generate as much power as possible.
My responsibility is to work on his reaction. Not one at a time, both. He learned very fast. He did very big progress in the last year.
It's hard to compare George to anybody strength-wise. He can lift hard, he can push hard, he can jump high. Particular athletes can do one thing really well. He does everything really well at a high level.
George's is where brains meets brawn. Sometimes you have fighters who are very strong, very athletic, but not very technical, not very smart. Sometimes you have guys who are very smart, but not very physical or athletic. George is the guy who brings the two together.
Go. Up.
In the last 4 years, the welterweight champion has gone from boxing novice to an authority in the ring. In Montreal, St-Pierre tightens his technique with former Olympian Howard Grant.
He's defining the sport. This guy is doing jiu-jitsu, everything else, and he's studying boxing. It's fantastic. New moves, new agility, new things. New every day, every time he does something new. His left jab is mobility, to slip off to the side, to stick and move in, to pick and poke. Every fight, the guy shows something else. It's going to be the same thing on the 30th. It doesn't matter who he goes in there with. When he goes into battle, he's 110% prepared.
I've been working a lot on my punching power, the mechanic of my punches. Now I'm gonna put a lot more power into my punch. The UFC fans think that Jake Shield is a big underdog. I don't believe that. I think the UFC fans doesn't give him as much credit as he deserves. I feel good, but I'm scared as hell. I'm scared as hell because it's like, man, like so many idiots and everywhere like saying, oh yeah, they look past that fight, but I don't like that feeling. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't care. That's how I feel like that. That's when I perform at my best.